Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. Right, so let's talk about parking, shall we? Why not? And really my top tip on doing van life and not getting a knock. I think it's been 2 years. We've been 2 years now. Over. What month are we in? Yeah, literally 2 years. And loved pretty much every minute of it. It's been absolutely amazing doing van life. Very freeing. I've got to the point now where I don't have to work nearly as much as I did. And I tell you what, I used to work proper, like 14 hour, 16 hour days sometimes. 7 days a week, months without a day off. What an idiot I was. But you do what you think you've got to do to support your family. Excuse me. And basically, a lot of the time, especially when the kids were younger, I would go to work all day long, come home completely knackered, and then Tracy would go out to work, come home completely knackered, and we'd swap like that. Not brilliant, not ideal, not good for a marriage, not good for the kids really either. But that's all down to how expensive it is to live these days. Even going back, I mean, I'm going back 20 odd years, 25 years even, but even then it was the same situation. You can't live on one wage. A lot of families cannot survive, excuse me, on one wage. You need two wages, right? What happened to the father, the dad going to work, the mum staying at home looking after the kids? What happened to that dynamic? Much better dynamic, isn't it? Much healthier for the relationship, much healthier for the kids, I feel. Anyway, I digress. So park ups. Now, I've said this before. Sorry, I'm cleaning up as I'm talking to you. I've said this before. The problem I feel that I've seen that people have with people in vans is when lots of vans accumulate in one space, take up all the parking, stay for weeks, stay for months, all that kind of thing. I know that, excuse me, I know that a lot of people do like to be around other people, you know, and sometimes you do have a sense of safety, bit of community maybe sometimes when you're parked up with someone and you get talking, or parked up with friends or whatever, that kind of thing. Is what the public perceive is like an encampment, you know what I mean? If it's just one van, two vans, fair enough, day or two, move on. It's like we've parked here. I'm near where Tracy's working. She's been working at a particular hospital for a couple of days, so I've parked literally up the road from the hospital it's kind of like a thoroughfare road, but I'm not parked outside anyone's houses, if that makes sense. There is houses each side of the road, but I'm on this side of the van. There's a big wall and a gable end of a house, and the other side of the road there's a big fence and it's gardens. So there is houses, but you're not like right outside their view, you know. So, and it is kind of a well-used road. People are parking up and down there in the day, probably to go to hospital and stuff like that, you know, to use the hospital and to go to work and things like that. There's cars all parked behind me, all down the street in front of me, but in the evening there's no one here. It's just us. There's no other vans. Usually, if there's a few vans parked up in a spot, I would choose not to park there and go somewhere else, you know. And I know a lot of the popular park ups are getting taken away, as we've covered on this channel a lot, but there are lots of other places you can park. All right, they're not, you know, scenic views and not on beaches and not on cliff tops and stuff like that, but there is places you can park. Our advice is to keep moving around. Don't stay anywhere more than 2 days. I'd say 2 days is tops. And if you think about that, that's how the French airs do it. It's usually 48 hours, then you've got to go, and it's no return within a certain amount of time as well. So it keeps it moving. But what we tend to do is we tend to have, like, when we are finding new park ups all the time. This is a relatively new one. We were stayed at another new one last week as well. But what we tend to do is tend to move around quite a few of them. So we'll park in one for one night, maybe two, move on to another one. Even sometimes it might even only just be around the corner or up the road, but people see you come, you park there, you don't cause any trouble, you don't make any mess, and then you go. And people see that, and then they get used to you doing that, and then they're not going to give you any problems, because they're like, well, you're not, you know, setting up a full-time residence there, you know. So I think that is really, really important. And I think if we're going to keep van life going, or minimalise the public stress against van lifers, then that's what we need to be doing. Keep it moving, keep yourself clean, keep yourself no trace. Does that make sense? Just be considerate where you park. I mean, I've seen some people do some stupid things, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, don't get your chairs out and stuff. I know it's hot and it's sunny and you want to be outside, but I mean, there's a parking spot we park at, and it's on the side of a road, and there's a nice big green area. We'll go out there and sit out there, but we'll take a blanket and sit on a picnic blanket or something. We're not going to get all our chairs out and stuff and tables and things and sit out there, because it just looks terrible. Because it's not campsites, you know what I'm saying? These aren't campsites, but I just don't want to make it look like you're camping, if you know what I mean. I may be waffling a little bit, but it is an issue, and the thing is, a lot of people do ask. And I had a young man ask me literally recently. He's just got his camper van on the road, and he said, "Where do you park?" And I was like, "Well, just be considerate about it. Obviously, make sure there's no parking restrictions. Make sure you're not an obstruction, and don't park outside someone's living room window or outside their front door. A lot of houses and stuff are quite close to the pavements and things. Choose where there's a big hedge. Choose where there's a big fence or a wall or at the end of a house, or it's a garden rather than their house. That kind of thing. And we've done that pretty much from the off-go, and I dare say, touch wood, we've had no problems. Another little tip for you is get out the van as well. It's really easy. I find it really, really easy, because I get just preoccupied with doing stuff. I'm setting up a business at the moment as well, so that takes up a lot of time, and I'm like, my head just gets into it, and then I look at the time and I'm like, blimey, I've been sat here all day long. And even though I don't get stir crazy or cabin fever too bad, but today I'm kind of like itching to get out of the van, because it's been a couple of days, and yesterday was a bit of a crappy day for weather, so I didn't really want to go out. We had a small walk, but the sun's out, and I'm like, I just need to get out of here. This is a larger van, so it's not so bad. But I mean, some people's vans are quite small. So you kind of need to get out, get some walks and get some steps in, get some fresh air in your lungs, and, explore the areas that you're parking in. It's all part of it, isn't it? It's all part of the joy of doing the van life, is exploring new areas and things like that. So that's another thing for your mental health as well as your physical health. Because if you sit down all day long, you're not getting the blood flowing and all that. Oh yeah, getting your heart rate up, you know what I mean? Yeah, listen to me, I know what I'm on about. And lastly, make sure you subscribe to this channel and always watch the videos on this channel, because they're really entertaining and full of useful tips, he says. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I was just waffling on to you while I was doing the washing up. So thanks for that. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Catch you next one.
We'll ride these roads forever. Side by side we'll chase the sweetest moments whispered in our little space. With laughter and loving every turn we take. This thing called amazing race, no chance we'll break.